Hello, welcome to the Plot Malaysia. This is our 42nd episode. This is the show for the fans.
Hi, the fans.
Whoa, welcome to our 42nd episode. In case you guys wondering why the hell am I wearing sunglasses, guys, my eyes are just too much dark circles. I didn't want to make it obvious for everyone, so just thought I look presentable.
It's a Euro sleepless nights, isn't it?
It's a Euro sleepless night, so yeah, the show has to go on, and we are damn excited to do so. But
Just in case you guys are wondering why I've got a cap on, it's unlike Ram. It's because we're in lockdown in Malaysia and my hair's all over the shop. So there you go, guys.
Yeah, it's okay. We all understand that, Harry. But before we move forward, with of course, the updates of the three matches played yesterday, we have an announcement from our product sponsors, Planet Health. As well, we're going to talk about the Derma face wash with neem and turmeric. It's very good for your skin. Okay. Now, you stand a chance to win cash prizes up to 1,500 ringgit. Yes, absolutely. And if you make your purchases using the link below, okay, what you do, click on the link, you have to fill up a form, just mention the Plot Malaysia, my name, Ram, or Hari's name, you get a chance to win cash prizes up to 1,500 ringgit. Yes, absolutely. So, Hari, what is the first game we're going to be reviewing today? Go ahead and tell us, man.
Right, guys, it's match day 7. So we're reviewing the matches from yesterday, which were some extraordinary games, to be honest. So we're reviewing Group C and D, if I'm not mistaken, from yesterday. And and we've got no other place to start off, Ram, but the first match of the day, which was Ukraine, North Macedonia.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was a very intriguing game. I thought Ukraine had it very easy in the first half. They were outstanding. I mean, just like against Russia, I thought they were very technically gifted, and they were brilliant in that first half against North Macedonia. Scored 2 great goals. The 2 scorers that scored against the Dutch scored again, and Yarmolenko, fantastic. I mean, he doesn't really get regular game time at West Ham. He's been injured a lot as well. But even when he's not injured, he's on the bench. But for Ukraine, his stats are unbelievable. I think he's got like 42 international goals or something like that. He's only 2 or 3 goals behind Shevchenko, who's all-time leading goal scorer, and he's not even a striker.
Yep, absolutely.
He's more of a right winger, or plays in the right of the front three. So very impressive stats for Ukraine. He's one of those players who, there are quite a few like that, who don't perform for their clubs. Maybe Gareth Bale is one recently, but do exceptionally well for their countries, turn it on for their countries. So he's brilliant. And Ukraine started off very well in that first half. Dominant, got 2 quick goals through Yarmolenko and Yaremchuk, if I'm not mistaken, that's his name.
Yaremchuk, yes.
Yeah, he's also, he plays for Ghent actually, and one of the top scorers in Belgium. I think he's going to be getting a move to one of the top European leagues soon, because I think he's really good. He's good with the hold-up play. He's technically gifted as well, plays great 1-2s, great link-up play. So I think he'll get a move pretty soon as well. He's one of the players that has stood out for me in the Euros so far. And then North Macedonia came back into it in the second half, got a goal through a penalty, which was saved, and then the rebound was put away by Aliovski. Penalty was won by none other than Goran Pandev, who's their talisman at 37. But after that, it was, I mean, they lost control. Ukraine took back control of the game and saw through the game. So, yeah, I mean, impressive. I fancy Ukraine to go through from this group. I've said it all along. I think they're a really gifted team. They play some really good triangular passes, great one-touch play, and some players that have stood out for me from Ukraine so far. Like I said, Yaremchuk, Yarmolenko, but I'm also going to say 2 other players that have really stood out. Zinchenko, who's a Man City player, brilliant, and this guy is brilliant. He plays for Atalanta, very creative player. I think he's also a player that a lot of top clubs were looking at. Ruslan Malinovsky.
Yes,
very creative player from midfield. So yeah, I mean, this is a player that stood out for me for Ukraine, and Andrei Shevchenko's team are marching on. I think they've got a good shot now at going through from the group.
Yep, I agree with you 100%, Harry. Interesting about Yarmolenko, right? I mean, I believe Yarmolenko is one of those players who actually played, when Shevchenko was still playing, and I believe so. Did you actually see that?
I'm not sure actually. Maybe it was at the early part of his career. I'm not sure.
Yeah, early part of his career.
Yeah.
I think where he was the one who assisted one of Shevchenko's goal. I think they showed a clip, when
Oh
they were
wow,
actually
interesting.
broadcasting.
Interesting fact,
Yeah,
guys. Yeah.
yeah, interesting fact. And of
Yeah.
course, to now be playing for Shevchenko, I think that is the reason, probably, like what you said, Harry. Maybe that's why he's not really shining for the club. He's shining for his country because he has a very strong relationship with the current manager, of course, Shevchenko. So I think he feels good. He feels a sense of belonging, like how Gareth Bale feels for Wales. I think that's how Yarmolenko feels. Yes, Yaremchuk, what a player. I do think that he has capabilities of becoming one of the top scorers in the Euros.
Have the Ukrainian team stood out for you in this tournament so far?
Yes, they
Have
have,
they
because
impressed you?
they have impressed me from the get-go. I mean, when they were playing with Netherlands, they were down 2-0, but they still kept their game shape. They still kept the defensive shape. They still kept playing all those triangular passes. They were very attractive to watch. So I think their principles of the football game has not changed, whether they are down a few goals or whether they are leading. I think it's pretty similar. But of course, you can see the difference, when they go ahead, they tend to stand back a little bit, because it's normal. They want to conserve energy. And that, Macedonia definitely has the capabilities of also coming back. But I have to give a shout out to North Macedonia, because I think a lot of people thought that they would be the whipping boys. A lot of people thought that they will not be able to play good football. I think they did. They played pretty well in the second half, and I think there were threats going forward. There were chances that they could have scored the second goal, but just 2-1 was just enough. And of course, I think, if I'm not mistaken, Ukraine missed the penalty as well,
Yes,
right?
Ukraine missed the penalty as well. Malinovsky actually missed the penalty. But
Yep.
I mean, Macedonia gave it a great effort. I mean, small
Yep.
population, so kudos to them. But I think Ukraine were the better team by far.
By
So
far.
yeah, great game to start things off yesterday. What about the second game, Ram? Very emotional game, this one. So why don't you tell us about this one?
Wow. I was really rooting for Denmark on this one, to be very honest.
I think the world was rooting for them.
The world was rooting for them, definitely, because of what happened last week. And to know that Christian Eriksen is safe, out of danger. I think then the Danish players had one thing in mind: to go all out from the start. Score the early goal, which they did in the second minute to Yusuf Poulsen.
Poulsen, yep.
I think, yeah, he was brilliant. But then, as you know, right, once you use up too much of energy going forward and putting a high press, although Belgium did not create any much chances in the first half, that just showed you what happened in the second half, of course, with Belgium bringing on Kevin De Bruyne, and he scored, of course, the winner as well. So I think Belgium allowed Denmark to come at them because they expected it to happen, but they were very well prepared, in order to win the game. So, but all in all, I feel for Denmark. I feel very, very sorry for them. I think that they deserve to go through. But, well, looks like it's the end of the road for them, unless results change over the next course of this. What do you think about the game, Hari?
Yeah, actually, I mean, to be honest, they're still not completely out of it.
Yeah, not completely
That's a
out.
great
Yeah,
thing. They're not completely out
yep,
of it, because I think Russia's on 3 points, Finland's on 3 points. Finland is playing against Belgium, so chances are they will lose that.
yep,
Russia is playing against Denmark, so it could
yep,
swing either way. And the Denmark goal difference is better than Russia's currently. So if they get a
yep,
win, they could still sneak in, not even in third, but second place. So a very interesting group, this one. It's going to be
yep.
tight right till the end. The benefit that Denmark has going into the last game is they're playing at home in front of their
Yep.
fans against Russia. And you could see the
Yep.
crowd yesterday in Copenhagen was outstanding. There was a packed stadium. They were all behind the team. Very emotional day. Denmark started off on fire. Obviously, they had a lot riding on it. Very emotional. They were driven by energy. They went straight at Belgium, got an early goal. Should have been 2 or 3-0 up at halftime.
They should have been easily.
And this is where that's a difference between the two teams, right? Between the quality between Denmark and, let's say, a favorite like Belgium or Italy or France. Their conversion rate isn't there. They didn't convert their chances. And then Belgium had the strength on the bench to bring on a De Bruyne, a Hazard, and De Bruyne just changed the game. Set up the
He
first
changed
goal,
it.
scored the
Yep.
second goal. And that's the difference between the elite and maybe you can say like the dark horses
Yep.
or some of the teams that are weaker than some of the stronger contenders for the tournament. So that was the main difference, I think.
Yep.
between the two teams, the strength of the bench, and maybe Denmark just utilized too much energy in that first half, and they couldn't keep up the same energy levels for the second half. So yeah, for me, a couple of players stood out. One was, of course, Poulsen stood out for Denmark. But yeah, I've got to say Højbjerg was brilliant in the midfield.
He was brilliant. Yeah.
Midfield, he was pressing really, and the young boy really stood out. Mikael Damsgaard. He's a 20-year-old player for Denmark. He was dribbling. He had a good vision about him. Brought into the team to 20 years old.
He had a chance as well. He had a chance as well to score.
He had a chance as well.
It
was him, and he's only 20 years old. I think he's just got to move to Serie A, from what I understand. Looks a real promising talent. Very skillful on the ball, and like I said, he's only 20. So big future ahead of him, and maybe someone that a lot of teams might be looking at as well. But Belgium, what you got to say? I think they're one of the contenders. I'm, to be honest, still not impressed with their football. I feel they're too defensive in their approach with the amount of talent they have, and I think that Belgium, if they don't win any tournament with this crop of golden generation, then it's all because of one reason: the manager. They don't have a good enough manager leading that bunch. Any other manager, top class manager, leads that group of players, would have won something by now. There's too much talent in that team. They should be going on the front foot, really attacking, and I feel they're just so dependent on one of their star players pulling something out of the hat. There's not enough patterns of play, dominance of the ball that you expect, like an Italian team plays with, for example. You know the way they're going to play. They've got rhythm about them. This Danish team just depends on, I think, moments of brilliance from their stars. And you could see that yesterday with De Bruyne. So that's a bit disappointing for me. And I think there's only one thing holding this team back from winning big tournaments, because of the quality they have, and it's their manager, Roberto Martinez. I'm not convinced by him.
I know what you mean, Harry. Yes, Roberto Martinez is not the kind of manager that should, I mean, of course, if they do win the Euros, then kudos to him, well done.
Yeah.
But I don't think once I think I watched some of the of course reviews on Belgium, and I think one of them said that if Belgium does not win any tournament now because of their golden generation, they might never win anything.
Yes.
In the future. So right now, I think they're at their prime. They have the best players. They need to take advantage of it. Otherwise, it'll be too late. I'm rooting for players like, of course, Lukaku, KDB, Hazard, and even Torgan Hazard. I mean, I think he was brilliant yesterday. He scored the first goal. But if these players, once they age, they're not going to have that kind of pace anymore. So now is the best time for them to actually make something of this tournament, and of course to go forward. But I agree with you 100%, Harry, on that in order for them to even to have a considerable chance of going to the final and winning the tournament, they need to play better football. It's as simple as that.
I think they've got to play a lot better. And like I said, I'm just not convinced with Roberto Martinez. With the quality they have, just not convinced with them at all. So that's a bit disappointing. I feel like also the other thing I feel is, when you're a team with that much quality, why play 5 at the back? I know you're playing with wing backs and all, because so much attacking quality. Why not go 4-3-3 and dominate the game and really create chances? That's something that disappoints me about Martinez as well. That's why I say I feel he doesn't have enough. He's too conservative, not going for it. Not going for it with the players you have. Go for it more. You have such a good crop of talent there.
Harry, I wanted to say this, since you mentioned that, of course, Martinez seems to be conservative. Something just came to mind. Doesn't he remind you of how Sven-Göran Eriksson used to manage England before?
Yeah, a little bit.
A bit like, there's no risk, moving forward. It's all about, okay, I'll let you attack. Okay, you come and attack, I'll just attack you. I'll just take advantage on the counter attack and see what happens. But Harry, what does that do? How does that impact, the future of football? Because if they use Belgium as an example, and if they do win the tournament, doesn't that seem like, that could be a way moving forward for a lot of teams to actually follow through? I mean, there are some teams already doing it, but this might be some sort of a formula,
No, I mean, Greece did it before and all that as well. But teams I think generally won. The smaller teams may, but if you have a good quality manager now, there are too many progressive managers in the game that want to attack. I think they will go for it. I'm just not convinced. Like I said, Martinez got too much quality, and I mean, let's face it, this Denmark team didn't have Christian Eriksen, their most creative player, and they still created so many chances. So even though they're playing so defensive, with 5 defenders at the back, Belgium, they were still conceding chances. So why not just go for it then? You're still giving away chances. So
Exactly.
that disappoints me about Martin. I don't think he's good enough at all. And I think
Yep.
they are holding themselves back by having him as manager for this long. But anyways, good on them. Credit to Lukaku yesterday, by the way. I thought he was outstanding. Lukaku
Outstanding.
set up both the goals, was involved in both the goals. And De Bruyne, of course, was brilliant as well. So kudos to both players.
Yep.
They obviously are through to the next round. Denmark, it's all to play for now between them and Russia. And then obviously if Finland can do anything against Belgium. Let's see. Probably a second streak Belgium, but still a strong Belgium team in the last game. Moving on, the final game of the day was supposed to be, the Orange was supposed to be the firecracker match of the day. Netherlands against Austria. What did you think of that one, Ram?
My opinion, you want my honest opinion about the game?
Yes.
Absolutely boring, man.
Yes. I'm going to agree with you there. Yeah. It was a bit of one-way traffic. Once the Dutch scored, they were just controlling it. And then the Austrians just couldn't create anything. They just lacked any sort of creativity. They were poor, the Austrians. They looked like a poor side. They came into the tournament in bad form as well, but they looked like a poor outfit, if you ask me. So, I mean, boring game. What can you say? The Dutch rolls on. They're through to the next round. And impressing as well, the Dutch. I think the first game, they were impressive, scored goals, really attacked Ukraine. Similarly, yesterday, they went on the front foot. They pressed very high up the field. Quite an attacking formation they play with wing backs, three at the back as well. But their wing backs are really attacking. And Dumfries again stood out. I mean, check out this guy, man. Denzel Dumfries must be the player of the tournament so far for me.
Goodness.
He scored a goal in the first game, was involved in the other two goals as well. He won the penalty in yesterday's game for the first goal, and then he scored the second goal again.
And he scored a second goal again. So he's more like a striker.
He's been involved in all 5 Dutch goals, and he's playing as a wing back. Yeah. What a player. Denzel Dumfries.
That is a good competition with Trent Alexander-Arnold. You know, that is a good. But of course, Trent is not playing in the Euros. But I'm saying, you know, similarities are there because he's able to whip in quality balls into the box. It's only a matter of time before someone actually meets the end of it and actually scores a goal from that. He is so consistent. Okay, he's scoring goals. His attacking is so good, and I think you know this Dutch team really has a promising they look more promising when De Ligt is back in defense.
I thought feel they were more solid yesterday with De Ligt against Ukraine. They were conceding chances, but yesterday with De Ligt they were solid at the back. Their wing backs, Anholt was good, but Dumfries is brilliant. And then in midfield, Frankie de Jong and Wijnaldum do a good job along with Darun. Memphis Depay was pretty good again. He scored his first goal. Weghorst is pretty impressive, the striker as well. He's strong, holds the ball up. They've got a good team, the Dutch actually. They're impressing me so far. I wasn't convinced about Frank de Boer going to the tournament, but they've got 2 wins out of 2. They look impressive. Dumfries is flying. Their team is high in confidence now. So, watch out with the Dutch. They look deadly this time around.
Yep. The Dutch.
They look more like a team this time around. Normally, the Dutch have the individual quality, and they're a bit individualistic. But I think they look more like a team this time around. Which is why they might do well.
I agree, Harry. But okay. This is my perception about the Dutch now. Okay, now this current Dutch team as compared to the '98 World Cup and what have you, right?
Yep.
I mean, from then on. I noticed something. It may not be something that is important, but this is what I feel. I feel that I've always looked at Dutch team as a total football team.
Yep.
Right. We always looked at total football.
Yep.
One touch, pass, move.
Yep.
You know, and that's it. Right.
Yep.
But this team, for some reason, I feel they're taking on more touches of the ball. They are actually moving the ball a lot more. One person is literally going past players a lot more than just passing it around. One touch, 1-2s. So it was nice to see. It was very refreshing, in my opinion, because I had one preconceived mindset about the Dutch, and now they are doing something else that's totally different. So maybe just maybe this different approach that the Dutch have could prove to be pivotal. It
may win them their first major tournament ever. They've never won the World Cup. I don't think they won the Euros as well, actually. I'm not sure, but I don't think they have. But
not in our lifetime.
So I mean, kudos. I mean, I don't know if they're favorites yet, but they could be dark horses, the Dutch. They look deadly. They got confidence going for them, and they've got players that are performing really, really well. I mean, very quick one. Who do you think is going to get out of the group round? So the Dutch are through between Ukraine and Austria.
It's an easy one, bro.
Yeah.
Ukraine for sure. It's you can't literally. Their football is just
But
me. I enjoy watching
But
them.
that's the best part about this game, right?
Yeah.
Right? Ukraine and Russia are fighting it out for the last spot, and they're playing each other in the final game. So it's winner takes all. Both are on 3 points. It's winner takes all, which makes it really, really interesting going into the final round of fixtures.
It will be interesting, but I mean, come on, Austria should have done something yesterday. Why put yourself through to the final game and then see whether you qualify? They didn't show anything yesterday. I know disrespect to Austria, but they were really, really poor. Okay, and because of that, I take nothing away from the Dutch win. I think they were superb. It's just the game was boring because it was a one-way traffic. But yeah, I take nothing away from the Dutch victory. So yeah, Ukraine and Holland.
For me, Ukraine should progress as well. Anyway, very quick before we end the episode today, Ram, very quick predictions for today's game and how you see them going. First game, Sweden, Slovakia.
Sweden, Slovakia. It's for the Swedes.
Definitely they got a point against Spain in the first game. They're playing Slovakia. Slovakia got 3. They were underdogs going in the first game against Poland, but picked up all 3 points. For me, Slovakia win it. I didn't see the Swedes play, to be honest, against Spain. I know they were very, very defensive. Only 89 passes, but of course it was Spain. But I was impressed by Slovakia. They were on the front foot. They don't play with a recognized striker, but Hamsik and Duda were very impressive too. Attacking midfielders rotating to play as a striker. So I was impressed with them. And if they play similarly, I think they could upset Sweden and make their way through to the next round. So for me, it's Slovakia to go to win that game. The second game, very interesting game, this one. It's Croatia, Czech Republic.
Croatia, Czech Republic. Yeah.
Who's going?
You want to go first?
Okay, let me predict this one. Ooh, Croatia lost to England, have to come back. The Czechs got a win. Croatia are favorites going into it. I've got a feeling about Czech though. I just think they're solid defensively. Croatia don't have a recognized striker. They will dominate midfield with the ball again, but it didn't seem like they could penetrate much last time. And that's my fear with them. So I think the Czechs will win it actually because they have got a deadly striker in Patrick Schick. And if they just create 1 or 2 chances, you fancy he will score. And like I said, Croatia is an aging team, aging midfield, don't have a recognized striker. And I think the Czechs will be able to deal with them defensively. And I think they'll hit them on the break. And just 1 or 2 chances, they will score. Patrick Schick will score again. So my prediction is the Czech to win that one. 1-0.
For me, I think it'll be 2-0 to Czech.
The Czechs. Cool. Czech will go through then. Final group game. The game of the day. No doubt the game of the day. This is Braveheart, guys. Braveheart. Played in front of you. England versus Scotland at Wembley.
Easy one, Hari. Easy one. You're really asking me first. You know the answer. It's going to be 3-1 to England.
All right, this one, my head says it's probably going to be England that gets the result here. But you know what? I'm going with my heart this one. The Bravehearts, to keep themselves alive in the tournament, should have won the game against the Czechs. They had loads of chances. They've got Kieran Tierney coming back. So Kieran Tierney, Andy Robertson on the left. They'll be fighting tooth and nail. I think they'll be very aggressive in this game because they are the massive underdogs here. I fancy them to get a result. The Scots to win this 1-0.
Come on, you're playing in Wembley, guys. I mean, come on.
I'm going with this, man. I'm going with this. The Scots
Braveheart here. Braveheart here. You know,
I think Che Adams starts this one. They play a lot better. Kieran Tierney will start, and him and Robertson will cause them a lot of problems. England, a lot of problems down the left.
Okay, I mean, we've got Rashford. We've got too much space going forward. So with Raheem Sterling, Rashford, Kane is there. So I think it will be too tough to handle, too much to handle for Scotland. You know, no disrespect to Scottish. I think if you can play good football, great, fantastic. But it's going to be England on this one for sure.
All right, good. Guys, let us know if you agree with our predictions. Leave your comments below. Hit the like button, guys. Please support the channel. Hit the like button as we continue to grow and bring you Euro coverage on a daily basis. Ram, do you want to sign off?
Absolutely. Of course, do remember to subscribe as well. You know, thank you so much for the rest of you for subscribing to us and giving us your support. Give us your support. Comment down below. Tell us how you feel. And I'll be more than happy to read out those comments in our next episodes moving forward. So before we sign off, just a final announcement from our product sponsors. We're talking about Midwana's Derma Face Wash. with neem and turmeric. So if you want to win cash prizes up to 1,500 ringgit, you click on the link below, fill up a form, and you stand a good chance of winning it. So, hey, you want some money? Make some money. Okay, this is your chance. So, signing off from the plot, Malaysia, guys. This is the show for the fans.
By the fans. Euro,
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 Euro. Cheers,
Euro,
Ram.
Euro. Cheers.